Hello there guys, and welcome to this P3D version 4 video. It looks like many of you guys are interested in the full flights that I do on the channel. So today we're going to be doing a full flight aboard the PMDG 777 since it was released over the weekend. And we're going to be flying American Airlines service from McCarran International in Las Vegas to Denver International in Colorado. Our approximate flight time today is 2 hours, and we're going to be cruising at 41,000 feet. So let's go ahead and jump into the flight deck and prepare the aircraft for departure. Alright, I'm not sure why the aircraft is positioned in the opposite direction to the gate. Looks like maybe something wrong with the scenery here. This is an old scenery by FS Dream Team. But it has been made compatible with P3D version 4. So what we're going to do is let's head over here. ADIRS are now on and everything else here is fine. So let's go ahead. This is, by the way, the cold and dark short state, and I've already loaded the fuel and passengers so that we can save some time. So let's head over to the FMC and position initialization. We are at Kilo Lima Alpha Sierra, and let's take the GPS position. And our route today, I've used SimBrief to create the flight plan for our flight today. So let's see here, Kilo Lima Alpha Sierra to Kilo Delta Echo November. Yep, activate and execute. And let's go ahead and enter our departure. So we are departing runway 19 left today, and we're going to do so through the last 4 departure and the Delta Vector Charlie transition. Execute, and we'll go back to the index to select our arrival into Denver, and we are going to be arriving through the Teller 2 star Wolf transition, and we're going to do full ILS approach runway 34 left through the Teller transition and execute. Let's take a look at our legs page. I'm not sure why I keep getting this vectors thing. Yeah, but we can get rid of it if we click here. Oops. That's not what I wanted to do. So if I click here, that should take care of it. Okay. And let's go ahead and enter our performance data. So 0 fuel, 408, reserves 1, and cruise altitude is 41,000 feet. Cost index, according to our SimBrief flight plan, is 15, which indicates probably higher fuel rate for this flight. And we're going to derate, takeoff, we'll do flaps 5, and center of gravity is 30%. That gives us a V1 of 127, V rotate 133, and V2 of 145. Our trim is 2.5. Let's go ahead and set this to 145. And our altitude is 41,000 feet. There we go. Flight directors can go on, and let's go ahead and set the altimeter by hitting on the magic button. So I've just clicked on B to set the altimeter. Alright, so it looks like everything is okay now. You know what, let's go ahead and set our transponder to 2000, which signifies an IFR flight. And now we are pretty much ready for engine start. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to set the parking brake, and we'll go to FS Actions and remove the chocks. All right, and now we can begin starting the engines. So let's come here and turn on our fuel pumps. And what else here? All right, let's go ahead and start the engine, the left engine first. 21, 22, 23, 24. Let's give it some fuel. And now the engines are starting, or the left engine is starting. We forgot the beacon. There we go. All right, so we have a good start on the left engine. Let's go ahead and start the right engine. Right engine is spooling now. All right, that's good enough. Let's give it some fuel. Okay, let's turn on our hydraulics. There we go. And everything else appears to be all right. Okay. So everything is set here. Let's go ahead and set auto brake to rejected takeoff, and let's set flaps 5 for departure. And everything appears to be normal now. And what we can do now is we can turn off the APU. And everything else is fine. So let's turn on the runway turn-off lights and the taxi lights, logo lights, and now we're good to go. Lights are still off. Well, let's go ahead and taxi to the runway. APU cool down, auto brake, no electronics. All right, so there we go. We put that on auto, and then we're pretty much good to go. There we go. All right. So let's release the parking brake and let's head over to runway 19 left for departure. And we are now approaching runway 19 left, which is our departure runway today. Alright, let's make our final stop here and configure our lights for departure. Landing lights are on and taxi lights off. Strobes are on, and that's pretty much it. Everything is set for departure. So let's release the parking brake and let's go. Alright, let's do LNAV and VNAV. And now we are cleared for departure. And toga. V1, rotate. And we're going to keep about 15-degree pitch. Positive rate. Gear is going up. VNAV speed. Autopilot is going on. And we're going to begin retracting the flaps momentarily. Right, and flaps 1. And flaps are going up. By the way, I am using an add-on called PTA, and this is how I'm getting the bluish color far in the distance. Now, Matt Davies has a full video on PTA. It is his product now, and I highly recommend it. It's a beautiful product, very good add-on for P3D. It really enhances the visuals in the simulator. Alright, 10,000 feet, so we can kill our landing lights, turn off lights we don't need anymore, and that is it. Well, folks, we continue our climb to 41,000 feet. And everything appears to be per design intent at the moment. Let's take a look here. Yeah, everything is okay. We are reaching our transition altitude. In the United States, the transition altitude is 18,000 feet. So we're going to set the baro reference to standard. There we go, 18,000 feet, and baro reference goes to standard. Well, folks, there isn't really much for us to do, as it is always the case after departure, other than monitor the aircraft systems and make sure that everything is okay. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to let you guys enjoy the flight, and I will check back with you at 41,000 feet. Enjoy the flight, and I'll see you in just a little while. Well, folks, we just leveled off at 41,000 feet, which is our final cruising altitude for our flight today. And I'm going to let you guys enjoy the flight, and I will check right back with you about 30 nautical miles before top of descent. Enjoy the flight. Welcome back, guys. We are approximately 28 nautical miles from our top of descent point. Let me adjust the range here a bit. So that's our top of descent right there. So let's go ahead and reset the MCP altitude to 7,000 feet, which is our final approach altitude today at Denver. So that's set to 7,000. And let's go ahead and configure the flaps and speed for our approach. So we're going to do flaps 30, and we're going to do 130 knots. There we go, that's also set. And we just now have to wait to reach our top of descent point, at which point the aircraft will begin the automatic descent to 7,000. As you can see, the scenery is beautiful, and I'm so glad that I don't have to worry about OOMs. So we took off from a payware airport. I do have Orbex North America OpenLC, and everything is looking absolutely great. And we're heading, of course, to another payware airport. And this is pretty significant for P3D. It is something that we never were able to do in all previous versions, and you know, we kind of had to save the flight and load it again. So yeah, I am actually very pleased with P3D version 4. I think it's a lot of fun. I do have an affinity for X-Plane, as you guys all know. And it remains to be my favorite flight sim platform. And now we've hit the top of descent point, and as you can see, the aircraft has begun the automatic descent. Now, the reason I like X-Plane a lot more is because if you guys have been following my videos, you'll know that I have a preference for smaller GA aircraft than I do for big planes. And I think just the experience flying in X-plane in general aviation aircraft is far more fulfilling. Whereas flying the big airliners, I think, is more fulfilling in P3D, simply because of the high fidelity aircraft that are available in P3D. So I just really hope that folks will begin to learn to enjoy both sims for what they are, and I honestly do think that this is a huge change in the flight sim community. The launch of P3D 64-bit it just really is a big thing. So again, as you can see, I am able to achieve this bluish tone using PTA. For those of you who are probably skipping the video to to the beginning of the descent, and PTA is I think it was 14 pounds or something like that. So it's not really a significant price, and I think it's a very good product. And if you have any questions on PTA or anything related to this flight, then please do let me know. Alright, I'll see you guys as soon as we reach our transition altitude of 18,000 feet. Until then, enjoy the scenery and enjoy the flight. Alright, we keep descending to 7,000 feet, which is our final approach altitude. And I think what I'm going to do now is, if we look here, we need to be at 210 knots at the waypoint after the next one. So, and we are at 25,000 feet. We're a bit too high still. As you can see, this is our approach into Denver. But I think we should be fine. This is a mountainous area, so if I just put the terrain on the map. There we go. Pretty mountainous area here as we approach Denver. Yeah, so I'm just going to keep I'm going to keep everything as it is, and as soon as we clear this mountainous area, then I will begin reducing the speed to 210 knots, and hopefully that will put us on the right track for our approach into Denver. We're actually pretty close now. Alright, and the localizer is now active, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to flaps 5, and I'm going to reduce speed. Right, we're a bit too high, as you can see, but hopefully we can correct this before we reach the runway. I think we still have time. Yeah, we are definitely too high. So let me go ahead and lower the landing gear. And we're going to go to flaps 15. The runway is right ahead of us, and we're still pretty high. Okay, so our approach speed is 130 knots, and all is good at the moment. Okay, we're getting right on the glide slope now. Very well. So we were able to kind of put things back on track. We probably stressed the aircraft fuselage during this. Right, let me go ahead and arm the speed brake. Right, let's go ahead and reduce our speed to 140 knots, and we'll go to flaps 20. Alright, and let's do 130 knots, which is our final approach speed. Flaps 25. And flaps 30. Okay, I've adjusted the throttle now in preparation to disconnect the auto throttle and the autopilot. Alright, let's go ahead and disconnect the autopilot, and we'll also disconnect the auto throttle, and it is my plane now.
$100, 50, 40, 30, 20, 10.
Reverse screen. $60 knots. Manual braking. And welcome to Denver International Airport. Okay, I'm going to make a right turn here. And as it is always the case, let's go ahead and take a look at our landing. Parking brake set. I hope that you have enjoyed this flight as much as I did. It was definitely a lot of fun flying the PMDG in P3D without having to worry about VAS, and it was a pleasant flight. I think the landing was an okay landing. I'm just going to go ahead and find well, they're all empty gates. This one looks like an okay gate to me. So let's go ahead and take the aircraft there. Charlie 25. And again, if you guys have any questions, please do post them in the comment section below. Alright, here we go. Now I think that's good enough. Alright, parking brake is set. Well guys, this brings us to the conclusion of our video today. I hope that you have enjoyed this video as much as I enjoyed making it for you. If you have any questions, as it is always the case, please do post them in the comments section below. Until next time, please take care of yourselves and each other. I will see you all very soon. Thanks for watching, and bye-bye for now.